I'm about to introduce right now is the leading expert in the world when it comes to mastering your mind. He is someone that I have looked up to for my entire life. So for me, this is super special. And he's went from nothing to a multi-$100 million net worth. But more importantly than that, he is one of the most inspirational, authentic human beings on planet Earth, in my opinion. And I believe he was placed here to give the gift of self-confidence to millions, maybe even billions of human beings on this planet.
Great energy too. And the more I've been learning about you, the more impressed I am. So the sun is shining right on me this morning. So this must be from the heavens, our conversation. So forgive my lighting, but there wasn't anything I could do about it. But I'm very impressed with you as well. And it's an honor to be with you.
The first thing is this: your battle cry, your mantra is max out. Is it true if you max out your day, you're going to max out your week, and then that's going to max out your month, and then that's going to actually result in whatever your quarterly or annual goals are for your business getting reached? Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, I would. So I love to talk about this. You know, that I've been blessed that as sort of my career moved on, I ended up living near relatively successful people. I ended up coaching a lot of athletes and entertainers and business people. One of the things I talk about is time. And when something is scarce, it's more valuable. So for all of us that want to be more productive, time has to become more scarce. We have to shrink time frames. And one technique I'll give everybody here that you probably know from paying attention to my work, but that's literally transformed my life, is this idea that a day is 24 hours is so antiquated. This predates the internet. It predates telephones, right? And so the idea that we still measure time in 24-hour days is for amateurs. It's for the average. It's for the median. Extraordinary people don't measure time that way. And so maybe 10 years ago, I created the concept of mini days. For me, a day is now 6 hours. You can think about it. You can get the amount of research, productivity, contacts, all that stuff done in 6 hours. Nutrition, fitness, fun, you couldn't do in 24 hours before. So my first day, I'm in the middle of it right now, 6 a.m. to noon. At noon, day 2 starts, noon to 6 p.m. and then 6 p.m. to midnight. These are 3 days in a day. So in those first 6 hours, I'm trying to get the amount of productivity, income, fun, nutrition, whatever it might be in that day. My day literally now, it took a while, is 6 hours long. So I get 3 lives. The average person gets 1. And that's triple the amount of time to be productive. And if you begin to measure time this way, and then the one other technique is shrink it. At the top of every hour, if you get good at it, there'll be a time clock that'll go off in your head that says, what did I do this hour to get closer to my outcome? What did I do to get closer to my goals? You reevaluate, takes 10 seconds and recalibrate. So that happens to me. In about 53 minutes, this weird thing will just go off for a minute. Where am I? And I go back to my productivity. So if you go to mini days and you really do this, you schedule, you think that way, you will transform your life. It'll take you about 3 months, and then you will end up with 3 lives, triple the time, 21 days a week, and you will smoke everybody. And this notion that these goals are out of reach will dissipate. That is not the case. In fact, when you start measuring time this way, you're going to begin to think maybe you thought a little bit small. It takes a while to compound, like anything in life, but that has been probably the number one key. I'm thrilled it's the first thing you asked, because it's probably the number one key for me going from pretty average business guy, average athlete to, at least better than average.
Are you in a midlife crisis right now?
You know the deal. Yes. I'll be 50 this year, but a couple of birthdays ago, I'm having dinner and my daughter says, hey, Daddy, are you in a midlife crisis? And she'll say anything to me. It offended me at first. She's like, come on, Dad, Instagram, the photos. I think you're dyeing your beard a little bit. What's going on here? And I said, sweetheart, I am in a midlife crisis, except before you were born, I was in a young man's crisis. I was in a 28. I'm in a crisis every year to replace myself. And everybody should know this. When my son was little, we're at this car wash. I'd see the same man there every single Sunday reading his newspaper, nice guy. And he said, any of you that are parents, you relate to this. He goes, how old's your boy? I said, he's 6. He goes, well, enjoy the 6-year-old, because when he turns 7, that 6-year-old's gone forever. And when he turns 8, the 7-year-old's gone. Any of us that have kids know how true this is. And I stopped for a minute. I looked at this man. I didn't mean to be rude. And I said, at what age did that stop for you? And he put the paper down and looked at me. He goes, I don't know. And I said, you ought to figure that out. And I told my daughter, I said, Bella, the 24-year-old, when you turn 25, is supposed to be gone forever. And the 30-year-old, when you turn 31, the 30-year-old, you should be replacing yourself with a better version. That's how you replace your life. And so I'm really conscious of that. It's not a story I tell. I'm a new man. I'm 50 years old is a big marker this year. But that 49-year-old, his dead ass is going to be gone. There's a rebirth of a new man who's better, more productive, happier, more joyous, more influential, wealthier, better memories, better moments. And that's the change I think everybody should be looking for in their life. Brady's become a pretty good buddy of mine. He's doing okay right now. He's going to his 10th Super Bowl.
Yep.
And the word crisis, I have to be candid with you. I stole from Tommy about 12 years ago. And we were playing golf and they did not make the Super Bowl. One of the few years he didn't make it. And he talked about that word. He goes, dude, I'm in a effing crisis to get better next year. And he goes, it's not like something I want to do. It's not something I'm interested in doing. I'm in a effing crisis. And I went, oh man, I like that a lot. It describes kind of how I feel. And I really believe this. The guy's 43 years old. I think he was in a freaking crisis to get better this year. And whether they win or lose this Super Bowl, they'll be underdogs. He'll come into next year in a crisis to be a better quarterback. That's how you play at that level at 43 freaking years old.
Talk to me about having huge reasons and actually how you picture your daughter's wedding when you're trying to motivate yourself down deep for something that's going to be challenging.
Yeah, Bill, you're really good, brother. The best athletes, for example, that I've been around are constantly finding reasons to be offended when they don't exist, just to find reasons to get mad. So Brady for a long time was that he was a 6th-round draft pick. Now it's the Patriot thing. Jordan, same thing. They've all got chips on their shoulders. The bigger your reason, if it's really emotional to you, like legitimately emotional. By the way, this is also how you get people to do business with you. It's not just presenting the data or, here's why our firm's better. It's that you give them compelling reasons where they can't say no. This is influence. And so it's not just for you, that's sales, that's marketing. By the way, if you're litigating, a better persuader gives people reasons to agree with them. This should be something that's playing in the back of our minds all the time. For me, I was 30, my uncle had died of a heart attack. I ended up going to this heart scan. I saw a doctor who got it, not a normal guy who goes, okay, I read your scan. You've got some blockage. Here's your medication. Go take it. No. He gave me reasons. I wasn't in shape. I wasn't out of shape. I was just a dude. He takes me through this whole chain of events and basically ends up saying to me, he goes, hey, your wife's really beautiful. How do you feel about you being gone and some regular everyday dude running around your mansion with your wife having breakfast? I went, the hell did you say? The hell did you say? And he goes, well, and I know you got a little boy. Do you want to be there when he graduates high school? And all that got me a little bit. But you talk to a father about their daughter, you get them. And he goes, no, your little girl. And I said, yeah, she's 6 months. And he says, do you want to be there for her wedding or do you want another man to walk her down the aisle? I went, what the is in that scan, dude?
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm going to tell you, it's not good. But he got leverage on me, got me a reason. He goes, but if you take the medication, I tell you, you train and work out the way I'll tell you, you will be the man to walk your daughter down the aisle on her wedding day. And to this day, I know you've heard me say this. In fact, this morning was a very good example of it. I got in at 3 a.m. This is my 8 a.m. my time. I went to the gym this morning. And the reason I went to the gym, Bella's wedding. Bella's wedding. Bella's wedding. I'm not that disciplined of a dude. Right? I'm relatively fit for my age because I have huge reasons to be fit, which is my daughter's wedding. Now, once that wedding happens, I'm going to have to find another one. But that's got me in the gym. That gets me to question what I put in my mouth on a very regular basis. Huge reasons override discipline because I'm lazy naturally. I had to have big reasons.
Talk to us about how do you use your why, your reasons to overcome specific fears? Do you just act anyway, look at the why, and then just immediately stop thinking and act?
You know what? It's changed for me. And I know the answer you think I'm going to give you, but for me, it's really changed. My dad just passed away just a few weeks ago. There's something about having someone that you love. I was with my dad when he passed. The things we worry about and we fear are so stupid. My dad wasn't worried about some meeting he had in 1977 and someone said no. It gives you perspective death, right? And I put an Instagram post out about this today. I'll share this with all of you. I was with Kobe Bryant the week before he died. Our daughters played volleyball together. Kobe was a good friend of mine, and he was scheduled to do my show that week, ironically. And I watched Kobe that day for some reason. The tournament started at 10 a.m. It ended at 10 p.m. There were only 3 dads survived the whole volleyball tournament. And at the end of the tournament, I'm at one end of the court. Kobe's at the other. We've been in there 100 times, but I watched him. And Kobe was a flawed man, as we all know, but he was not a flawed father. I could tell you that. And I watched him. He had his 7-month-old in his arm, and he's rubbing his other daughter's back. He's a very affectionate dad. And I watched him, and I went, am I affectionate enough with Bella? I literally thought this. And I actually hugged my daughter. Why am I not affectionate with her? I think I'm afraid of rejection even from my own daughter. The things we fear and worry about where we won't expose ourselves emotionally, when you begin to think about how short life is, they go away. I watched Kobe walk out of the gym that day. I have no idea why I did it. I literally don't know why I did it, but I watched him. He had black sweatpants on, black jacket, said Mamba on the back. I watched him walk out with his 7-month-old. What if someone could have whispered to Kobe, Kobe, you have 7 days to live. When he got in his car Monday to take the kids to school, Kobe, 6 days left. What about on Saturday before the accident? Kobe, 1 more day. He would have never believed it. He would have never believed it. But the truth is, time's running out on all of us. We don't know how long we have. And these stupid things that we fear and worry about, that are all connected to what is someone going to think are ridiculous when you put them in the context of life. And so, yes, I have other techniques I teach in my book and my audio, but just give yourself some perspective. What does this really mean? You're running out of time. All of us on this call today, I know we got on the call, we're going to take some notes. We're going to get the PPP information, which I'd like myself, by the way. But at the end of the day, man, I got to get in a hurry. And the people that are winning are in a much bigger hurry. They don't have time for their effing fears. They don't have time for their worries. They're going. They're putting themselves out there. You know, I started to really public speak. I just threw my scared ass out there, did it, failed, got better at it. And to this day, when I walk in a room, if this was a live event and we weren't on Zoom, I'd be the dude walking in right now as the speaker in the corner, having to overcome my fear just to meet people in here. I'm still that guy. But what gets me to do it is, hey man, time's running out on me. I got to live. I got to experience. And the coolest thing in the world in life is, honestly, man, is when you do some crap you're afraid of, especially as you get older, it feels 10 times better than when you were even young. And so for me, I like seek out situations lately that make me unbelievably uncomfortable, because it grows these muscles in me of like, wow, that was a moment. That was an experience. That was a high. Money doesn't get me high anymore. Jets, all that stuff's great. What gets me high is I just did some crap I was afraid of. And so I don't know if that helps or not, but put things in perspective, man. Kobe's gone. The fittest, most studly dude in the world. He had no idea when he walked out of that gym. Within a week, he would be gone.
Talk about negotiating the price in advance. Is this picturing those fears, picturing the outcome you want? And is it a visualization process of watching yourself overcome those fears to get to that target? Or is there a different process that you use to negotiate that price in advance?
Yeah. So what you're referring to is I watch most people, they spend their entire existence to some extent negotiating the price they're going to pay. Is it too much? The economy's bad. I have to go through this pain. I'm going to miss a soccer game with my kids. And they're always negotiating the price they're paying. And this steals all of their juice. It steals all of their value. When I was poor, I would walk into a store. Everything was price tags. Not what I wanted. What's it cost me? That's a poverty mentality. So you could actually be making money and still think like a poor person. And if you're still thinking, what's this cost me? And you're looking at price tags all the time, as opposed to worth, you're going to miss your whole life. Is it worth it? And if it's worth it, the price is irrelevant, as long as it's legal, ethical, and moral. So for the things I really want, I want it so bad. I believe it's so bad. I negotiate the price in advance so I don't waste my energy doing it. And the last thing I would just give you the gift of thinking through on this is this: get clear on the emotions you want to experience. Our life is a composition of our emotions, not our external things. So you want the jet, or you want the next big account, or you want the $1 million in the bank, or you want the relationship, because you think those things will make you feel a particular way. So what most people set a ton of goals on are the things they want to achieve, which is beautiful, and you should do that. But no one gets intentional about the emotions they want to experience. And that's actually what you want. And if you get clear on the emotions you want and you link them to the things you want to do, now you're a force.